What if we dropped a family of gorillas into the forests of North America tomorrow? Would they thrive, struggle, or go extinct within a year? These 400-pound primates dominate the jungles of Africa, but North America throws challenges at them they've never faced. Freezing winters, grizzly bears, mountain lions, and a food supply that vanishes for months at a time. We're using science, climate data, and animal behavior studies to run this wild experiment and see if gorillas could actually adapt and survive on a different continent. But wait until you hear about the one unexpected North American animal that could either become the gorilla's worst nightmare or their unlikely advantage, because this twist completely changes whether they make it or not. Gorillas are built for warm, humid environments. But much of North America, especially Canada and the northern US, is brutally cold. With little body fat, thin hair, and zero adaptations for freezing temperatures, gorillas would struggle to survive winters below freezing. They could only live comfortably in the American Southeast, parts of Texas, Florida, or perhaps Southern California. Anywhere else? The cold alone would wipe out entire groups. Below about 10 degrees Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit, they burn energy just to keep warm. Prolonged exposure below freezing becomes dangerous, especially if they're wet. Short term, they'd huddle, build thicker ground nests with leaf litter insulation, and use sun-exposed south-facing slopes and evergreen windbreaks to cut the chill. During freezing rain, they'd push under dense canopy. Urban heat islands and warm drainage corridors could help, but bring dangerous human contact. Gorillas eat up to 30 kilograms, 66 lbs, of vegetation daily. North America's forests offer plenty of leaves, fruits, barks, shoots, and roots, especially in places like Georgia, Louisiana, and the Carolinas. But winter means months with no fresh leaves, limited fruits, and dying plant life. Gorillas would need constant food, and the harsh seasonal cycle would be a major threat. Still, in the warm regions, food wouldn't be a deal breaker. In winter, they switch to cambium, sedges, cattails, palmetto hearts, arrowhead tubers, and leftover acorns or pecans. They travel farther but rest more, feed at midday warmth, use wetlands as buffers, and skirt orchards to avoid conflict. Adult gorillas have almost no natural predators in Africa. But in North America, things change. A gorilla troop could be threatened by grizzly bears, 400-plus kiwis, aggressive territorial large wolf packs, capable of coordinated attacks, mountain lions, ambush killers, fast and silent alligators in the south, deadly in water. A single silverback could overpower a mountain lion, but a wolf pack or grizzly bear could absolutely kill a lone gorilla. In encounters, silverbacks bluff charge and chest beat while the troop forms a tight ring around infants. They avoid exposed ridgelines at dawn and dusk when lions and wolves are most active. They can climb, but not quickly on tall conifers, so they favor dense understory and multiple escape paths. Near water, alligators are a risk only in still or slow channels. Gorillas keep to shallow, vegetated edges and select night nests on elevated ground with 2 exits. Gorillas are highly intelligent, using simple tools, reading landscapes, sharing information, and building sleeping nests each night. In wetlands, an adult may probe the bottom with a stick to test depth before wading. In North America, that know-how becomes a survival advantage. They'll throw branches or stones toward brush, loud displays to deter hidden predators without closing the distance. They learn seasonal routes, linking fall mast from oak and pecan stands to winter wetlands where evergreen browse persists. Nightly nests get upgrades, thicker, dry bases and windward walls woven from fronds or vines to block cold air. Social learning does the rest. Elders demonstrate safe plants and hazard cues, juveniles mimic, and the silverback keeps the group disciplined under cover. If gorillas were introduced today, their best bets form a southern belt, places with food, cover, water, and mild winters. Florida wetlands, cypress domes, sawgrass margins, and coastal hammocks offer year-round forage with only occasional mild freezes. Louisiana and Mississippi, Atchafalaya bottomlands and canebrakes provide dense cover and emergent plants through winter. Texas Gulf Coast and the Big Thicket, evergreen understory and connected corridors, mean mild winters and safe movement between food patches. Southern Appalachian foothills, laurel and rhododendron thickets create wind shelter and reliable cover near creeks. Southern California, riparian corridors and coastal canyons could work, but drought forces them to cling to perennial water. North of these zones, cold, predators, and seasonal food crashes outweigh any gains. So here's the truth. Gorillas could survive in parts of North America, but they wouldn't thrive everywhere. Warm southern states could support healthy troops, but they reproduce slowly. one infant every 4 to 6 years, so population growth is a crawl, and infant survival is fragile. But colder regions, powerful predators, and seasonal food shortages would limit their spread. Cold snaps, dispersal predation, and disease spillover, think West Nile, could knock numbers back fast. The gorilla wouldn't become North America's dominant animal, but it wouldn't disappear either. Instead, carrying capacity stays low, roads and towns slice habitat, and gorillas avoid people, leaving small, sustainable pockets in warm forests. Gorillas are strong, smart, and deeply adapted to their African homes, but drop them into North America, and the struggle becomes real. What do you think? Would gorillas become a new apex species, or would they fade out? Comment below and join the debate. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more wildlife what-if scenarios every week.